Sounds good.
I'm David Lisk, and I'm the Executive Director for York County First Steps. And I'd like to first come before you and for the Rock Hill School Board and the staff for positive collaboration and partnership with York County First Steps for over the past 10 years. York County First Steps is singularly focused on preparing at-risk children for success in school. If you will, Rock Hill Schools are one of our 4 customers since we provide services to the entire county. In many cases, Rock Hill Schools, the Early Learning Partnership, York County First Steps, and other agencies co-fund these efforts for these at-risk children. This evening I've come to speak on behalf of early childhood education interventions that have been conducted here in Rock Hill for many years and ask for an alternative considerations to the budget cuts to the ParentSmart Family Resource Center. I fully recognize that there is a significant shortfall in the funds that are needed to carry on the educational programs and services needed to serve Rock Hill. I also appreciate that such a reliance on staffing to conduct these services and programs that any cuts unavoidably impact jobs and therefore people's lives. We can lament as to the issues that brought us to these tough decisions, but in the end, these are the circumstances that we must deal with and decide how best to proceed. As part of your deliberations, I'd like to ask that you consider the following 3 items as it relates to ParentSmart Family Resource Center and the services that are provided. Number 1, as you review the proposed financial crisis plan, I would suggest that there is only one proposed cut where the number of children served will be significantly reduced, the proposed reduction to ParentSmart Family Resource Center. The proposed cut is a relatively small portion of the overall budget reduction to the district at $100,000, but represents a significant reduction on the order of 30 to 40% to ParentSmart, and will result in a number of children no longer receiving interventions designed to prepare them for school. Secondly, the Rock Hill ParentSmart Family Resource Center has been recognized for years as the prototypical model in the state for bringing the school district, parents, and other community agencies to one location to serve children that need assistance. Rock Hill has led the way in its commitment in preparing children for success in school and using collaboration as the most effective means to meet this need. As highlighted in Dr. Moody's video from the meeting 2 weeks ago, this must include those children that are at high-risk situations that threaten their ability to succeed and reach their potential. Thirdly, there is a cost implication that comes from reducing early interventions in the preschool years. There is study after study that point to the long-term benefits of early interventions when the child is more receptive to these interventions versus later remediation when the child is less receptive. But I'd like to highlight a less likely source of endorsement for early intervention efforts, and this is from the St. Louis branch of the Federal Reserve on July of 2010. They reviewed a number of regional long-term studies, 20 to 40-year-long studies, where early intervention dollars were compared to specific control groups, with the outcome being the actual return on investment for the intervention cost. The average rate of return was between 10 to 20%, with more than half of the benefit accrued to the public. Let me be clear, not a 10 to 20% return over the 20-plus years of the study, but a 10 to 20% return each year. If there is a cut to the interventions provided through ParentSmart, there will be a higher cost in serving the children with more special services and interventions when they do eventually show up at school. Consequently, the short-term reduction will result in a long-term cost increase that will be difficult to avoid. There are many sides to this debate, and efforts to cast blame won't resolve the issues. Arguments can be made for the moral need to serve the at-risk children, and this can be very persuasive and should be a consideration as we all serve the greater needs and ideals of the community. But just as persuasive, there's a strong case for the cost savings that come from our collective investments in early childhood interventions. There are tough decisions and priorities to be considered during this difficult time. I would strongly suggest that we not reduce an effort that embodies the way things should be done. The school systems cannot do it alone. Where there are collaborations of the schools, parents, and community, they need to be nurtured and supported, and the Rock Hill ParentSmart Family Resource Center is one of the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.